Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation. My name is Bitrix24 Vibe. I'm Bitrix24 Chief Marketing Officer, joined today by Alex Rabinok, the man, the legend, and the head of partner marketing.
Hello everyone.
Today we're going to be talking about new Bitrix24 features that are heading soon to your accounts. But before we go into that, I want to remind you that Bitrix24 is a collection of multiple tools. And every single important part of Bitrix24 that you see on your screen is going to receive updates. Some major, some minor, but every single important Bitrix24 part of Bitrix24 is receiving major important updates.
And many more.
And many more. Before I go into the actual specifics of Bitrix24, I want to talk a little bit about the world that we're living in right now, the brave new world of 2026. And the word that comes to mind is FOMO, fear of missing out. Some people are generally afraid of AI, afraid of being replaced, afraid of losing their business, all of the business, part of their business. And businesses in generally are afraid of missing out, that they're too late to the AI revolution. So we're going to address this issue directly and why so many people are feeling that, thinking that. We see how incredibly fast AI is conquering the world. ChatGPT grew to 1 billion users in only 3 short years. That is 3 times faster than Google. To Google 9 years, and Google grew really fast. So the speed of innovation is really picking up. And ironically enough, Google itself is in a situation where they have to be afraid of AI, because the way we search the internet is being completely transformed by AI. Previously, we used to really search. We would click results. And now what we do is basically we are asking questions and we are getting answers. That's the way people are searching right now. They are looking for answers. 1.5 billion people, over about a quarter of population, a little less than that, are already using AI on a daily basis in order to search the internet. And 40% of AI queries and prompts are directly work-related. It's not people asking what type of fridge they want to use. This is people working from home or offices asking AI to process data or to help with making decisions. Now, another important change is that chat is now becoming the primary interface for multiple IT solutions. Of course, the revolution was started by Slack, and now with AI being ubiquitous and most people chatting with AI, we understand that whether you're working with CRM or project management or document management, chat is oftentimes the primary interface. AI is absolutely integral to decision making, both for humans and for businesses. This is here to stay. And let's talk about AI agents.
Yeah, so the next step of using AI is actually working with AI. And now we know that AI agent exists, and we got to talk about AI agent cycle. So what it is, it's how AI agents actually do the job. And it's the same way as we do the job, human beings. We find the task that we need and we start working with it. We find the tools and we find the ways to reach the goals. So for example, right now we're asking AI tool to find the perfect gym for us. We need this type of workout, we need this facility, and it starts to search. It starts to search the internet, find the perfect gyms for us in New York City, and then we see how it operates, how it thinks, how it makes a decision. Then it creates its own database, and we see the code, and it makes a perfect dashboard for us where we can make the decision. And even if we don't like it, we might say we need some updates, we need to add this information, that information, and the cycle starts once again. And AI agents actually can improve themselves. They evaluate the results, they upgrade the rules, and they can actually acquire new skills. So after that, AI agents actually are more skillful than people in some way. And AI agents also have their own memory. It's a short-term memory if we're, for this chat where we're working right now. They have a long-term memory for many chats that we're working right now. And they have their procedural memory, like their playbook, how they operate with us on a daily basis. So if we compare humans to AI agents, actually the process of reaching the goal is the same. The only difference, the key difference, I would say, that human beings set the goal and AI agents, they receive the goal from human beings. And in some ways, AI agents are even more focused and efficient, because humans, they try to please a supervisor. They might be scared that something goes wrong. We are afraid to make mistakes. And, sometimes we even lose focus. AI agents don't have anything like that. They are laser focused. And could you go back for a slide a little bit, because it's a very important topic. And they have no emotions, and I've even seen the point that AI agents, they don't get hungry, because people
that's true. I never thought about it. Lunch breaks.
Yeah, the people get hungry, and when I'm hungry, I'm much less efficient. And with AI agents, they don't have any problems like that, and they do not sugarcoat anything. So after that, when we have different AI agents, it's time to do some business. So we can work with several AI agents at the same time, and it's time to orchestrate them. It doesn't make sense to have one AI agent do everything. We gotta treat AI agents the same way we treat our employees. One employee cannot make all the work for us. So if we have different agents doing different parts of our job, we need to have one that orchestrates them, and they actually can do this. And that's how we can create this dependency between different agents and getting the results any way that we want it. So in next couple years, AI agents going to be everywhere. They're going to automate any business.
I would say today, next couple days.
They are already coming.
AI agents are all the rage right now. People are discussing AI agents extensively.
And there is a nice quote by Matt Schumer that if your job happens on the screen, a big part of your job will be replaced by AI. And as you said previously, it's not even fear of missing out right now, it's fear of being replaced right now. But it doesn't work like that. You know, as a humanity, we got to understand that AI agents will be a part of our job, it will be part of our workflows. And our job right now is to understand how can we automate our job by AI agents and how can we become more efficient, because it's a great tool that we got to utilize. And the next step after we using AI agents is the vibe coding, is a new wave of using AI. Right now, we can create our own software, like software or informational products.
Or applications,
Apps, absolutely. Using your natural language, you just talk to the model that you're working right now, and you just get the results. You just say, I want to get this, and AI will do the job for you. And actually, vibe coding does a great thing. It boosts creativity among your team, because right now employees can make their own solutions, their own niche solutions that they need to automate any part of their job. And actually it's much cheaper and it's faster, and you get all the boosts of efficiency that you might have. So now we're stepping in the new brave world of AI.
We're living in right now.
Yes.
And after we gave you this quick overview, now we can talk about new Bitrix24, because as you will see, a lot of the things that we're doing right now make sense in this environment. So Bitrix24 is primarily known as CRM and collaboration platform. And by collaboration, I mean task and project management, working with documents, storing files, and of course, online meetings and messaging. So let's talk about Messenger, because as we've talked about, chat is now the primary interface for many IT applications. We're all familiar, we all know how to use chat, how to use Messenger, because on a daily basis, in not work-related settings, we use WhatsApp or Telegram. We are sending each other stickers, we are sending emojis, we are reacting, we are sharing animated GIFs. And for a long time, people thought whether it was a smart idea to bring those habits to a work environment, work-related chat. As we can see, people really like that the way they use chat, the way they interact is the same in Bitrix24 as it is in other messengers that they use, WeChat or Link or WhatsApp or Telegram, and the numbers prove it. Over 1 million stickers are being sent each and every month inside Bitrix24, and people actually uploaded 30,000 sticker packs of their own to Bitrix24. Now this is another thing we borrowed from
other services.
From very popular messengers, it's called chat folders, and it's coming to mobile apps first. The issue is all too familiar to anyone who has too many chats, too many channels. You need to group them by some method in order to understand what's more important, what's less important. Now let's talk about Bitrix24 Sync, which is our online meeting and video call platform. And when I say call, it rings. Bitrix24,
it's actual call.
Yeah, Bitrix24 really is a video call platform, and that's a huge advantage over what we call link sharing solutions like Zoom or Google Meet, because you have to send the links to all participants, and every single participant has to remember to join this meeting, because if you don't, you send emails to each other. Hey, how come you're not on the call? Did we agree? Was it 10 a.m.? Was it 11? What's it in your time zone? With Bitrix24, you will never miss the call, because you will actually hear the ring on your computer or on your smartphone. All of those calls can be automatically recorded, transcribed, and processed by Bitrix24 AI. So all of those features have been available to you for a while. What's new here? We are giving you another way to add external users. I know that some of you guys, some of your partners are with us since 2008. This is when original Bitrix intranet was released. And if you remember, there was intranet and extranet.
Yes.
Extranet is for inviting external users, and over those years, the way external users are invited to company communications have changed. And now we're introducing a new way, which is really, really brainlessly simple. All you do is, if you have a chat where there is a need for an external user to be present, usually it's a customer or a contractor, all you have to do, you send him or her a link, they join, they click the link, they download mobile app, and they join that chat specifically. People will only, that you invite external users, they will only have access to the chat that they have been invited to. And optionally, you can allow them to see the entire chat history, or you can disable it. Sometimes you don't want to do this if
Yes.
you're specifically discussing that particular person. The documents, the files, all the media that's stored in the chat, if you give the history access, will be available to that person. And this way, you can get people inside your Bitrix24 discussing things rather than having to go to another outside sources like external messengers or email in order to discuss things.
So yeah, also Bitrix24 Sync, our instrument that you've talked very nice about. It's a great way to arrange calls and actual calls. You know, we always talk about it, but I think we're still not talking enough about it, because
huge advantage.
It's an actual call that nobody gonna miss. Everybody gonna know that it is safe, that you received a call from your Bitrix24, and it's an ideal instrument for a team of any size, whether you have a one-to-one call with your employee or like a huge conference in your team. Everybody can use it, and we've added a lot of interesting features, especially for bigger calls, like you can see on a screen. Of course, recording is the key. You always, if you have a big call, it's better to record it if anyone missed the call. And you know, if the conference is really big, it's really nice to mute everyone, because sometimes everybody get noisy, and sometimes it even makes sense to turn everybody's camera off. But
if you have poor internet access.
Of course, yeah. And you can see you can arrange any type of calls that you want to have. But right now we want to share OpenSync. You know, as Dimitri said, we can have dialogues and chat with external users. The same applies to calls with external users. So one call, I always want to say one call to rule them all.
Yeah.
So one call for everyone, so you don't need any third-party application. You just create this call and like call your partner, call your I don't know, colleague, maybe client. It's a very convenient way that you don't need any third-party applications. You don't need to pay for extra services. And the next step is a call planning and scheduling, because right now the calls do not happen right away. You need to plan the call with your client, so you choose the time where it's going to happen, and it will appear in your date. You just for the created call, you just send an email, put the name of the customer you want to talk to, for example, and in the moment that you're ready to go, you just start a call and you just have a perfect conversation with your external user. So right now, Sync also works for the internal users, and I've actually seen 3 questions about it in chat like a minute ago. So yeah, so you guys know what's up. Actually, open slots, a very cool feature that we presented some time ago. You can create the open slots when you're available and you're ready for the call, and you can send the link to your open slots to your external user, and they see like you have an open slot on 21st or 28th. They can choose a time when they're ready to do the call. They just input all the data, and again, this call will appear in your calendar. You're never going to miss it. And it's just a very nice and understandable way to arrange calls. Again, you don't need any third-party application. You don't need to pay extra money and pay extra fees to them. You got everything you need in your Bitrix24 Sync. So Bitrix24 Messenger also now works with external users in chats, in calls, and has huge amount of new features. And as you said, we've taken many features that already exist in many messengers, but you know, you shouldn't try to fight it. If you can't fight it, join it.
Yep.
It's a great way to work with the patterns that people already working on a daily basis, and we are trying to integrate them all in our product.
And by the way, folks, we didn't say it in the beginning, but experienced partners all know that the presentation that we're going through right now will be shared with you
Yes.
On the partner portal. So you will have this PPT file in order to understand things in greater details or in order to show your customers. Now, switching onto task and project management in Bitrix24. In many markets, Bitrix24 is primarily known as a CRM solution, and a lot of partners actually focus on sales automation. However, Bitrix24 is technically more popular as a task and project management solution the larger the client size. So our enterprise clients, almost 100% of our enterprise clients are using our tasks and projects. When you actually cross the 5-user limit and you fall into the 6 to 25 user category, over 50% of all of those accounts are starting to use tasks and projects in Bitrix24. Now, during our past release, we talked about chat-based tasks when we replaced comments section with chats because it's a more convenient and easier way to work. So if you remember, there used to be comments below the task. Now you have a chat on your right-hand side. You can discuss things. You can jump on a quick call. You can share files. Anytime you do anything with the task, it will be reflected in the task timeline. Those changes will be added in the chat. So that's what you have right now. And the customers who actually compared the way they worked before and after we introduced this chat-based task, some of them said that they're doing things twice as fast, or they can handle twice as many tasks in the same period of time. So the way Bitrix24 tasks are working now is you have a section for task chats on your left-hand side. You can click any of those chats and you will see a chat for that specific task. And the task is now conveniently displayed on the right-hand side. So I understand what the task is about, who the participants are, what you're supposed to do, deadline, things of that nature. And tasks are relatively easy because usually, of course, there are tasks with subtasks, but usually a single task is when you need to do one thing. Projects are way, way more complex because it's usually multiple tasks that you have to do, sometimes in specific order when you cannot start one task without finishing the first. And there's lots more coordination that happens inside projects. And projects have to do with things like resources, budgeting, things of that nature. So the issue that there are with projects right now is usually the place where you manage your project, which is Bitrix24 or Jira or Asana or Microsoft Projects, is different from the place where coordination and actual work happens, which is sometimes email, sometimes Zoom, sometimes real-time meetings. So we are going to introduce a brand new concept called AI projects inside Bitrix24.
Yes, and as you said, we had chats in our tasks, and now with new Bitrix24 AI projects, whenever you create a project, it's the same way that we created a group chat. We apply the same logic here. You just put all the information, and after you created a new project, you see the chat of the project, but also you have all the same instruments that you've been using in projects before, your tasks, your documents, calendar, feed, everything that you had previously. But right now, the main instrument is the chat. So the collaboration and the work actually became much quicker and much more efficient, the same way as it works with tasks right now. Also, why it's important, we have the main chat of the project, but whenever you work with a big project, new chats appear, new communications appear, so you create new chats in this chat folder and you just work quick, efficient, and all the information is handled within this interface. So the new AI projects, they have all the tools, your chats, calls, tasks, files, calendars, and the sixth element here is Copilot. So Copilot right now helps a team to get everything done. It works as your consultant of the project. It gives you all the information, it gives you all the statuses of how we're working, where we are during the project, what are the risks even. So we have a chat of the project and you can ask the Copilot what's going on right now with the project, where we are, what are the risks, and it will give you all the information. Also, Copilot in the new project works as your personal assistant. So it works as a consultant of the whole product, of the whole project. However, any person who is working with the project can use it as your personal assistant. Like, what is my urgent task right now? What is my role? Like, how can I help this project even more? And Copilot will give you all the recommendations and give you all the info where you are right now and what you need to do for the team to get the job done. So it's a very nice new way to use AI agents to boost the efficiency of working with the projects. Copilot has all the project context. It's really important that the agent, because it's working in the same project, it has all the context, it knows all the tasks, it knows roles of every other person in this project. So whenever you ask the question or the recommendation of how to work with it, it will give you the best answer possible because it has all the context.
It remembers everything.
Yes, and never forgets everything.
Unlike human beings.
Yes, sir. So once again, AI projects also work with the external users. The same way we just told you about the chats and about sync. Now AI projects also work with the external users. So you can invite the external user, your partner, your client, anybody, to the project that you are working right now. And once again, it's all safe. They're going to have the access only to the instrument that they're allowed to in this project. And yeah, we just start working with external users with the new AI projects. Very simple and very understandable. You got to ask yourself a question. What's going to happen with current work groups, projects, and even collabs that are existing to work with the external users? They will be seamlessly converted into new AI projects. So once you start working with your all projects, they're going to have new interface. However, don't worry, no information will be lost. You will have the same feed, you will have all the knowledge bases that you have. It just will be converted into new interface. So AI projects, a very cool feature right now. A new and very efficient way to work with multiple tasks with the new logics that we shown you for the projects. And right now they also work with the external users, so the job gets even more efficient.
Fantastic. Now let's switch on to knowledge base. And again, I'm walking down the memory lane because many years ago,
Yes.
in 2008, Bitrix24 used to have a wiki. Actually, it was called Bitrix Internet, not Bitrix24. And wiki used to be a knowledge base of choice for many companies. However, the world changes, and we understand clearly that the way people, the way companies collect and the way they work with knowledge inside their companies changes drastically. And obviously, all modern knowledge bases have to work with AI. Maybe they will have to be filled by AI. So we were thinking, how can we improve and reinvent Bitrix24 knowledge base? And we have decided to opt for a simple, clean notepad type interface where it's easy to create spaces, sections, articles, where you can easily upload multimedia, because a lot of times there have to be video instructions provided. And obviously in Bitrix24 knowledge base, you can edit it simultaneously with other users, because on more complex projects, on more complex articles, multiple authors have to provide their inputs. So that's new Bitrix24 knowledge base. Obviously, you have to determine who can read specific knowledge bases, who can edit them, and the permissions are obviously added to our new knowledge bases, as is guest access, because sometimes you have to provide, or it's a smart idea to provide access to your company knowledge base to a customer so they can solve their problem on their own, for example.
Yeah, like we've shown in the new projects, for example.
Yeah, and because we are completely reworking our knowledge base essentially from scratch, it's going to be rolled out in 2 stages. The stage 1 is what you saw on your screen right now, which is going to be released first, and the AI related stuff that is going to take more tweaking and more testing is going to take more time, and it's going to be released in the 2nd stage. And very importantly, the new Bitrix24 knowledge bases are going to be accessible on your smartphones on Bitrix24 mobile app, because people are working with mobile applications increasingly.
Of course, and we've got some good news for people who are working outside the office too. Because first of all, we've noticed the trend that 80% of the employees are working remotely or just in field, outside the office. And what's even more interesting for me, that of this 80%, like a big chunk of these people are not working with computer at all.
Yep,
They're working
true.
just on their mobile device. And Bitrix24 mobile app is everything they might need for any goals that they have. It has many tools, it chats, tasks, and the special instrument that we're working for the mobile app is the check-in. So right now we're presenting a Bitrix24 check-in 2.0, even better version of Bitrix24 check-in. The first idea of check-in is working with work time and shifts. So it's a very easy way to start your working day. Whenever employees starting to clock in, they see the menu to just clock in, and they see a nice, beautiful guy just having them, hi, have a great day. However, sometimes your employer are on a sick leave or just on vacation, and whenever they try to clock in, they can choose like, I'm on a sick leave or any other way of clocking in. And once again, the system will see this, and you as a manager will get all the information. So it's very easy to start your working day by checking in and providing all the information for your team, where you are right now and actually how you're feeling right now. So as a manager, it's really nice and really important to understand where each of your team members are, especially for people who are working in fields. So Bitrix24 check-in has smart employee tracking. So whenever the employee is clocking in, they can share their location, and you as a manager can see on the map where everybody is located. Maybe they're working with a client, maybe they're working at home, maybe they're in the office, or maybe they're not working at all. They're sitting in a coffee house having a cheesecake.
That's when you need to disable your geolocation sharing.
Yeah, if it's disabled, you should be worried as well, because managing your field workers is actually a really hard job for the manager. Because we want to trust our employees, but sometimes business is not only about the trust.
It's not about trust. Let's say you do air condition installations. You have 3 addresses you have to be, and you don't know. Sometimes projects are fast, sometimes slow. You want to know, is this person, where this person is, and if they're available or not.
And if it's like 10 locations, it's even more.
And 10 employees.
Yes, it's even bigger hassle. So you can see everybody's location on the map. You can see how they were traveling around the city, like they have 5 locations. They can do multiple check-ins. So for example, we've met client number 1, then we go to client number 2. Once again, check-in after check-in after check-in. So you as a manager know that this person is doing their job. If you have different offices and branches, it's also another part of this story, because you want to know where the people are located, because some of them might work in one office, some of them might work in different offices. And for example, if you have a person who is delivering documents, you want to know where they are, because the documents might be sensitive and you don't want them to be lost. And you'll see where everybody going in different locations, like in head office or just maybe some other.
Or if you work in Starbucks or McDonald's, for example, you have 20 Starbucks stores in a single city, and sometimes you are scheduled to work in Starbucks A, on the next week Starbucks B. So we took care of this scenario as well.
Yes. And once again, about AI agents and AI in general, whenever you're clocking in, you will have a daily plan for you. AI will prepare a daily plan, like for your employees, who are they going to meet, where are they going to go, what are the urgent tasks. And once again, you should ask questions like maybe one task is more important than the other. What are my priorities right now? So a daily plan is a very understandable and easy way to plan your day for every employee. It's a perfect way to start your day, and it helps you to become more focused and even more productive. And if you're clocking out, you need to send a report of what actually has been done during the day. We had a plan, and right now we'll see how we performed with this plan. So we finish our work day, we're clocking out, and then AI will also prepare the report for you that you're going to send to your manager. You can send it right away, or just maybe add some comments about how your day was going. Maybe something went wrong, or you just need to just share some information with your manager. It's also really important. So, for example, if you have daily reports and weekly reports or monthly reports, if you send daily reports, they will automatically generate weekly and monthly reports. So, Bitrix24 Check-in 2.0, it helps you keep everything under control. It's an easy way to start your workday. It's a very convenient way to finish your workday, and it also gives you recommendation how to perform better on every single day. The Bitrix24 mobile app, as we've seen, we're working really hard on it. We understand that it's a very important instrument for many people, and it has chats, calls, and maybe all the instruments that you might need. And we're really proud of the job that we are doing right now. We see the increased amount of ratings and just a better ratings in general.
In just 1 year.
In just 1 year, yeah. And we are happy that you like the new updates, and we are really proud of the job that our team is doing with it. So, a little more about mobile app.
Folks, I'm sorry, we might have technical issues with the clicker. Okay,
yep,
it's working. Sorry, this was not made up.
So yeah.
You've talked a lot about the mobile app because it's the focus of our development. And as you know, AI is another focus, which is the time to talk about new Bitrix24 Copilot. As you know, we started out with using ChatGPT model, and we are increasingly moving on to our own solution, which we customized based on the open source solutions in order to make it better for our customers, and very importantly also to keep the infrastructure down and to keep your data safe. 9 out of 10 of all commercial Bitrix24 accounts use AI in some shape or form. The most popular scenario is AI inside CRM for call recognition, transcriptions, for filling out form. But as me and Alex were talking about before, every single part of Bitrix24, including webmail, has some form of AI integrated. And we're not going to talk about this during these presentations, but we will come back to you partners probably this summer to discuss another important issue is about introducing a new Bitrix24 premium subscription that will cover our AI credits and access to marketplace, REST API and things of that nature, because increasingly more and more things are happening not just inside Bitrix24 but also via applications in other places. There's lots of data being transferred from one place to another. So this is something that we will discuss later on, not during this presentation, but with you partners.
We'll keep in touch, definitely.
Yeah. So the new Copilot 5.5 comes with things like reasoning mode, and it's very important because reasoning mode allows AI to make fewer mistakes and to provide better results. And right now, when you are using new Bitrix24 Copilot, you understand when it's thinking, and you can see the difference in results immediately. We're also striving to turn Copilot into a assistant because we wanted to be able to work with images, work with documents, generate documents. A common scenario is to ask AI to look at 2 pictures and to process the data to show the difference. So this is one of the scenarios that you see on your screen.
That's mind-blowing, actually. You know, that's one scenario of using AI that I really wanted to have, that I really needed, and
I thought it's about making memes from pictures.
Yeah, that's
number one scenario.
That's number one, yeah. Sorry for that.
Yeah. New Copilot will be able to handle files. For example, you can look at a PDF file, ask questions, and it will give a summary of any text document that you wanted to process. Things, you know, because who wants to look at Excel files, for example, that are huge, or huge, you know, 200-page PDF prospectus? You want to ask a few questions, and you want AI to find those answers or generate files for you, because this is also something that comes in handy, especially when, you know, working with your boss, you want to create a nice presentation or a PPT file, not just, some boring Word file. So this is something that new Bitrix24 Copilot will be able to do for you. And as we've stressed many times before, Bitrix24 AI is context aware, which means it knows what the conversation is about. So in the lower left corner, Copilot is located, and you can, if it's in the task section, you can chat with Copilot and ask questions. It will understand that you are talking about tasks. And if you move onto another section of Bitrix24, let's say it's CRM, you can switch to your deals, and AI will understand that you are now, it only needs to look at the deal sections when you're interacting with it. So that's new Bitrix24 Copilot 5.5, which is on par with other advanced commercial models.
Yes.
We're using the mixture of experts architecture, which means that this AI can solve a wide variety of issues because it has multiple roles that it can take onto themselves and has a very large context window, up to 250,000 of tokens. So that's Copilot. It's not just an assistant. You can treat it as another employee.
You should do it.
Yeah, we've started our presentation with agents and the agent cycles. This will now all make sense to you why we talked about that, because Bitrix24 is now coming with new agents. So let's look at one example. Well, actually, before we go into those examples, it's important that all of the conversations with AI are going to be stored in a single place, and you can interact with, you can return to previous conversations, you can do those things.
Yeah, they remember the context of the conversation.
Yeah, so here, this is, you just saw on your screen, one of the examples of AI agents working with the deals. There are also automation agents that you don't need to talk to. They work actually in the background automatically. So, for example, we've already given you this example multiple times. When you start a workday, this can be a trigger for an agent to help employee focus on specific tasks and say, this is what you do first. These are the meetings you're supposed to have. Maybe these are your priorities, and this is what's expected of you. Because this is a rather complex and technically challenging project, we're going to release our Copilot in stages. Some of the things are going to be shipped to you tomorrow. However, stage 2 and stage 3 are going to take more time, and it's going to happen over the course of this summer most likely. Obviously, the agents that we're going to make available for you by default can be easily edited and modified. There's actually a tool for that inside Bitrix24, where you can take the existing agents and you can integrate them into your workflows in any department that you want to. However, you are also able to edit those agents and modify them and customize them as necessary. If you need to use the editor, or if you need to create an agent from scratch, you can also do that inside Bitrix24. I will actually go into greater detail about Bitrix24 Automation Studio shortly. So again, this is a visual editor, very easy to do, and in the future, you can ask AI agent to create an AI agent for you as per your description. So we are now inviting Bitrix24 partners to open testing of our Automation Studio and AI Designer, which is the same place. The Automation Studio consists of those important components that you see on your screen, with things like MCP server and rack data storage, which is specifically important for AI and AI agent scenarios. We're relying on node architecture. that speeds things up tremendously. And this is, as a lot of you automation partners do lots of automation, you understand how it works and why important it is. And very conveniently, we're using shared universal settings. So when you work with automation, when you do AI agents on different stages, all of those settings are shared. So all of the triggers, all of the rules, you can have access to the same type of rules and triggers everywhere, and the system will use the same settings throughout the entire automation process.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like, we started talking about AI agents and orchestrating them, and now we can see how it's being performed in Bitrix24. So you created the skills that we explained earlier. We created new agents, and now we can orchestrate them. So, like, in couple years, you're just gonna do a couple clicks, and the work will be done. That's how we're gonna work with agents.
That's the dream. So. Most of the things that I've just talked about are already available and they have been beta tested. A couple more are coming a little bit later.
Yeah.
But let's talk about
okay,
the most popular thing in the world right now.
Yeah, okay.
Vibe coding.
Let's change the game here. Okay, so vibe coding. Once again, what's vibe coding? It's a software development approach where you just talk to a model and explain them what you want to get, and not the way that you want to get. So it's an interesting that we are changing the focus from architecture, from methods, and just creating the product to the results of how you want your finished product to look. So it's a new way that we are working right now. So.
And you don't have to be a programmer.
Absolutely, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
So for example, right now we want to create a website. We're just explaining, yeah, we need a website. It should have like a form. It should look this way. It should have this text, or maybe you don't need to ask anything. You just say, I want a website that works like that. Then after we got the initial results, we can give our feedback. Like, we don't like the color scheme. We don't like the form. We don't like that. And the model will change the product for you. So again, we are not doing anything. We're just working with our natural language. We just give all the information to the program that we're working right now.
I think I'm having clicker issues again. Hopefully we can fix it. Oops. Okay.
Yeah. And vibe coding,
I need AI clicker.
We need AI clicker.
Why am I doing this manually?
This is so outdated, Dmitry. You're so old school.
Next presentation, let's try to do AI.
Yeah, and we have digital avatars for us. So vibe coding is actually really important, and it's really infectious, because in our team, in our company, we have more than 100 different apps that have been vibe coded by our team. It's like PR Hub, like we see some examples on a screen. And why you should vibe code? Because it increases the work efficiency. You create a very niche, a very small solution that actually does the job. So maybe the solution that I'm creating, it won't be used by anyone, but I can do my job much more efficient. And it's done in a minimal cost. It's really cheap. You don't need developers. You don't need to be a professional here. Employees can automate their own workflows. And actually what's really important here, that you get the results pretty fast. But what if we tell you that anyone can vibe code right now? They actually have, but what if we can vibe code inside Bitrix24? And they might be in a couple minutes. But what's the problem of vibe coding right now? After you start, you just cannot pause. You get too many solutions. You get a lot of solutions, and many vibe coders, they are not really worried about security or where your solution will be hosted.
Yeah. They don't even know they need to think about security, because
absolutely,
they're not trained programmers.
Yeah, and you as the manager or the portal administrator, you don't know what solutions are actually working on your Bitrix24. So for that reason, we're presenting a new vibe coding platform in Bitrix24. Yes, that's we. So with this platform, everybody can vibe code on your Bitrix24. how it's going to look. So after you start working with your portal, you can create an API key. You can, it will create a special prompt for you, and you can input this prompt into Codex, Cloud Code, or any software that you're using for Vibe coding. It will also have all the API key in there, and it also has the link to all the documentation that you might need, and it's special documentation that is used by AI agents. And as we can see right now, we asked them to create a dashboard, and Cloud Code is actually working right now, doing the job for us. We are not doing anything. We just explained what we want to achieve using the new Vibe code platform, Bitrix24. Boom, and we have our own dashboard that we want to have with all the information that was necessary for us. However, after you create your first solution, you need to go back to it. Probably you are not satisfied with it. So once again, we are going back to Cloud Code, and we are telling them like, these are the improvements that we want to have. Maybe you want to have special data there, or maybe you want to have a new color scheme, because this is probably where everybody starts right now. So right now we're gonna have a Vibe code platform inside Bitrix24, so everybody gonna have their own solution. Next step, after we've created our app, it's a very important moment where to deploy them. So deploying it is actually where to host them, and for that reason we are having dark matter service. It's special servers that are used to host the Vibe coded solutions in your Bitrix24. Why are we calling this dark matter? It's a very cool name, because the main idea is that we've talked previously that Vibe coded solutions, they are not totally secured. Yeah. And with these servers, you know where your solutions are being deployed. They're deployed on a special server, which is invisible from the outside internet. It's isolated, and it can only be assessed after you authorize in Bitrix24. So the safety is not an issue. And also, if you ever deployed an app, it takes like a ton of time.
You have to configure the server before you can deploy anything.
And you actually have to understand what you are doing.
Well, absolutely.
With
last time I tried to deploy things, which has happened never.
Yeah, and with Bitrix24 dark matter service, it takes only like 1-2 minutes, and you actually don't have to do anything. Your app will be deployed on an encrypted server. It will work perfectly, and you don't have to do anything. So it's a very easy way not only to create apps, but also to work with them. So dark matter servers, they have a very, I would say, unique system of how to pay for them. They can be paid per minute. So for example, if we are using the server for like 5 minutes to get the access to our solution, we just can pay per minute. We can have like day and night tariffs for like if you work in the whole day or whole night.
Complex calculations that take time.
And one more mode is that server goes into sleep mode without request. So for example, we are needing the report for just 1 day in a month. We get the whole information, and we worked with the server, and after that, in a couple of hours, maybe it will go into sleep mode and just...
And sleeping is free.
And sleeping is free, yes. So how to control Vibe coding into your Bitrix24? You will have an administrator panel where you see the white list, the black list, what solutions are being used in your Bitrix24, who uses API keys, in what capacities. So you can see maybe some people are using it for wrong reasons or creating bad solutions. You can have all the control of all the solutions that are worked on your server and on your Bitrix24. So it's a very good way to control it. Once again, if you're working, Vibe coding is fun, but we need to control this process into our Bitrix24. You have access to the platform. You can grant access to creating apps and using all this solution that we are providing.
And we understand that there is going to be lots and lots and lots of applications that are heading to Bitrix24 accounts.
Yes, as we said,
and obviously there is going to be a need to have a catalog for Vibe coded applications for easy access. And this is what we thought about, and we are introducing a catalog for Vibe coded applications that is going to be easily accessed. This is the nice dashboard that Alex Vibe coded a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
You saw everything on the screen. There is the final version. This is, an actual sales dashboard with demo data that was created. And all of those applications are easily accessed, and importantly, you can also share them with other coworkers, because most likely people will Vibe code for themselves, but their coworkers will find that those applications are very helpful. So we need to find a way to for them to be shared easily. And as we've talked about the number of employees who work outside office environment or even without computers, by default the applications in our view that you Vibe code on Bitrix24 Vibe code platform should also be accessible on your mobile device. So this is how all of those thousands, millions of applications that will be Vibe coded over time, this is how they will be accessible inside any given Bitrix24 portal. And we're also going to provide you guys and our customers with even more tools for Vibe coding, for our Vibe coding platform. Things like speech recognition, because maybe you have an app where a person says something, talks to it, or maybe there's a phone call, conversations, you need speech recognition model. Those things are going to be available to you, our partners, and to our customers. We're going to equip Bitrix24 Vibe coding platform with our own AI, with most popular free and open source models, because the costs are increasingly an issue. There is the talk about Uber running through the entire year budget in only 3 months. We know that tokens can be expensive. So free and open source models as well as commercial models are going to be available to you. All you need to do is bring your own key. You enter your Bitrix24 API key, your AI solution API key, and this is how it'll work. So this is as far as applications go. And don't forget that Bitrix24 has and for a while had a bot platform. Again, only partners with API knowledge could create bots. Now with the help of this Vibe code platform, anyone can create HR bots, for example, where employees, they don't have to talk to HR people, they can ask the bot will provide them with answers. And we talked about the chat. Chat is the new interface. Obviously, bots are the same idea. You can now solve lots and lots of things and interact inside Bitrix24 by chatting with bots. You can actually create your own chatbot in Bitrix24 in minutes. We have given a special set of tools for you. OpenClaw is a very popular free solution. A lot of people use OpenClaw, so we have decided to provide you with an example, a real chatbot that's created in OpenClaw. You see on your screen how quickly this entire thing is done. It literally takes only 3 minutes. And in 3 minutes, you get a chat bot inside your Bitrix24 account that you can chat with on mobile app, for example. It will tell you what it can do. You can ask it questions. And after you are satisfied, you can actually change the prompt and create a chat bot that you need for your or your customer needs. We're also going to give a set of other important skills for OpenClaw for Bitrix24, because we understand that you are going to want to use the power of Vibe coding for CRM, for task and project management, for calendar management, so e-commerce. All of those things are going to be available to you guys very, very shortly. And the question is, how much is it going to cost?
Yeah, as Dmitry said previously, we are currently working on a new product for our customers, which will have like a premium version of Bitrix24. We are working on it right now. It will include both marketplace, unlimited using of AI, and the Vibe coding platform. Vibe coding platform itself will have its own capacities, which will use its own currency, like Vcoin, or maybe something similar to tokens that we are having.
We
right
don't
now.
know the actual names, but
Yeah, so you will use it to buy extra capacities of servers or some other functions that we might have. So Bitrix24 Vibe coding platform. As I've said, it's an amazing new feature of Bitrix24 that we are heading into a new brave world here. You can work with AI agent, create your own bot platform. You can bring your own key. I like actually.
You have to bring your own key. Without API keys, things don't work.
Of course. So we're going to talk a little bit more about Bitrix24 Vibe coding here, because it's actually a new philosophy of how we work with our customers. Because right now,
with partners,
and of course with partners, because we were talking about Bitrix24 ecosystem, but you know it's actually a new operational environment for business, because we've had Bitrix24, the provider of services, which has many amazing features to all the businesses. We have right now our customers who can vibe code their own custom niche solutions, and everybody in the company might do it. We have our partners who are also a part of this equation.
Integral part.
Of course, because they do the big implementation, vertical solutions, and on-demand apps as well. And right now we have all the AI capacities that might be needed. Because previously when we were talking about AI, we were having that Bitrix24 has some AI tools. Right now Bitrix24 probably has all the AI tools necessary. And if you don't find a necessary AI tool for yourself, now you can create it for yourself and create it for your clients. So yeah.
I think everyone will be vibe coding. We will vibe code Bitrix24 and for our partners. Partners will vibe code for themselves, and clients will also vibe code.
Yeah, everybody should do it. So a new Bitrix24 Vibe. What's in this release? A new Vibe code platform. A huge amount of updates in CRM, booking, BI Builder, and e-signature. We are working with external users right now, even more with chats, calls, and actually new AI projects. And new mobile check-in that is very necessary for everybody who works in fields and remotely. We are really proud of the result that we are getting. We are really proud with the features that were created for this new release. And the questions that need to be asked is, what is the price of this?
Yes, what is the price of this thing? The great news, maybe not so great, but as usual, we are not changing our prices. The prices for Bitrix24 itself are going to stay the same for the annual subscription. We did have an adjustment in April where we kept our annual pricing the same, and we adjusted the monthly prices in order to encourage customers to buy annual subscriptions. It's important for us. I know it's important for our partners as well. As far as the pricing for the marketplace REST API Vibe coding platform, we will come back with details once we have them, and maybe after direct discussions with you guys. Probably this summer we will discuss it with our partners. As far as the timeline goes, the good news is that some of the features that we've talked about, the simplest ones, the ones that passed our testing team, they are going to be available starting tomorrow. And then there are stage 2 and stage 3 over the past of the summer to release all of the features that we talked about, including the fantastic Vibe coding platform that Alex talked about in greater details.
Yeah. And of course, guys, as usual, after the presentation, you'll get some promo materials to share all the information about new Bitrix24 release for your clients and your potential clients. We'll keep discussing these features online on our partner portal, or if you want to share your thoughts on our LinkedIn group or any other our social media, you can. We'll be happy to answer your questions and share the ideas, because I think this is a huge news. I've seen a lot of reactions from our partners.
Yes, this is the end of the presentation.
In the next videos, guys. Thank you so much.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.